We have all seen, I think a lot of you have seen the interview. If not, I will leave it in the description box of this video for you to go watch it. Did brother Belal just save Will Smith, or did he finish him off completely? With his declarations or all the statements he made on that interview, did he just save Will's life and his sanity? Was he being a good friend or just a nasty person? Or he just wants to get Will away from Jada, and that's the only way to do it. Let's get into this video.
One of the things that Jada has over him, Will lost it and beat the shit out of Jada. I mean, beat the dog shit out of her. That so bad that they had to make a makeshift hospital in their home so that it couldn't get out to the public. So that pain of Will seeing Jada fucking Marc Anthony on that couch in their home, right? Because he know they were already fucking on the set. This is fact. He just couldn't take it, and he whipped her ass so much that she had to get face surgery and everything.
Hello, beautiful people. Please don't forget to click like, share, subscribe, and all the good stuff that you always do. Thanks for always coming here to watch the videos. I've been shocked, but not by the revelations of Will Smith being gay, according to Belal, brother Belal, who was Will Smith's best friend for 38 years, or at least a very close assistant. They knew each other back from Philly, way before he even married the first time and the second time. The things he's come out with, pretty much everybody suspected it worldwide. He's claiming that Will Smith is gay, or at the very least, very, 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 very bi. Would that be enough to ruin his career for people say, what does Jada have over Will Smith? That he sticks with her and he puts up with all her abuse, everything. I mean, if there's one thing we can learn from the relationship between Will and Jada, is what kind of relationship not to have. How to run away from a woman like Jada. Because clearly, according to Belal, she was a hoe. She was a hoe. You know, she did what she had to do. She grew up in a very poor environment. That doesn't justify her behavior nor her lessons. Because a lot of people grow up poor and they don't turn to tricks. It depends on the person. She wanted easy money, whatsoever. What's at stake here is her hatred for men, and very much her hatred towards Will. We discover what happened with J-Lo and Marc Anthony and Jada Pinkett Smith, which I suspected for a long time that Jada Pinkett Smith had sex with Marc Anthony. According to Belal, Will Smith walked in them while they were having sex on his couch in his home that he pays for. Now, being gay, I don't think that's the card that would be something that would hurt Will Smith's career. If anything, it would make him even more interesting. And people will go, oh, you know, he's doing this. But to me, Will Smith has always been a bully. I mean, the fact that he admitted what he did to the first actress, that was Aunt Viv, that was a lot, you know. But then he said something that did make sense. He said that what Jada was holding over Will Smith was that when Will Smith walked in Jada and Marc Anthony having sex on the couch in his house, he beat Jada so badly that he had to bring a hospital like a portable hospital to the house, because he was too scared to take her to the hospital because what if the news found out about it, that she had to have reconstructive surgery. I think that's, you know, I'm sitting on the fence on that, because Jada Smith would have had reconstructive, you know, she's always having plastic surgery anyways. So But that would make sense because he claims that after that, Jada basically said, I own your ass. According to him, she wears a strap on. I mean, just the image of Jada doing Will Smith from behind with the strap on is just. Ugh. Jada Smith always gives me that vibe of being dirty. You know, like when you know those people with a dirty soul. Will Smith is no better. Will Smith is no better. But he fell in the hands of a worse predator who hates him and who has instilled hatred in his own children and pity, disgust towards him. Clearly, those kids that were brought up are in that household are not mentally stable, are not mentally okay, no matter what anybody says, because you cannot have those two parents as parents with those sets of beliefs raising these children. I mean, I think that the girl was writing a letter to Tupac because of a story that Jada invented that Tupac was the love of her life when, you know, she wasn't. He didn't even like her. They didn't even speak to each other for the year before his death. He was engaged to somebody else. The love of his life was somebody else. But with all these revelations that Belal said, it makes sense why that in the Me Too movement would cancel Bill Smith completely, especially after we saw how he slapped Chris Rock. I mean, do you guys think that what Belal says is true? I personally believe that he's very credible because this is not the kind of man being around for 38 years in Hollywood who would put himself out there without any backing. The fact that they would make people join rehab and take stuff out from them while being filmed in order for them to have something to say he's a junkie or he's stealing stuff from us and, you know, so people wouldn't talk. It's absolutely, that's beyond the pale, you know. But according to him, Jada owns Will Smith because he beat her so badly that, and instead of taking her to the hospital, he brought a hospital home. Now, was it that Jada Smith pushed? I'm not condoning any form of violence or abuse, obviously. But we have to look at the background of what's going on with these two. How Jada is pushing this man to his absolute limits. Because let me tell you something, there's a part of me that I feel that she would know when Will Smith would be coming home and she wanted to be found out. Now, according to Belal, Will Smith and Jada are in open marriage and Will Smith is okay with that as long as he's present. But he doesn't like it when she, you know, strays away. So she would have known that Will walking in on them having sex in his own home would have pushed him to the limit and reacted very badly to that. I'm not excusing his behavior by all means, okay? Don't go, Paula, no. But sometimes, you know, people are very key to say, oh, just look at their reaction, but they don't want to see what they're reacting to. So Belal, people have condemned him. Oh, you're Will Smith friends for 38 years. Why are you doing this? Well, first of all, because Will Smith is no longer Will Smith. Whatever Will Smith had, it's long gone. Probably he realizes sometimes it takes somebody to come out and speak out on your behalf or speak out and expose all your dark secrets to set him free or to set him free. Maybe with Belal disclosing all these things will remove the hold that Jada has over Will Smith. Because that was Jada's hold. If you look, Jada's the one saying that she's going to sue Belal, not Will Smith. And the guy says he has the receipts, video and otherwise. So as I said, this guy didn't come out just out of nowhere. For him to come out like this is because he knows what he's talking about and he can back it up. He's not going to put himself out there, given how people get killed all the time in that environment. So I believe that Jada is angry that Belal has removed the ace card that she had over Will Smith. Because if this is out there and people take the side of Will Smith in spite of this, and Will Smith's career doesn't come to an end, and instead it flourishes, then maybe Will Smith will dump Jada. Maybe being ousted, coming out clean, coming out of the closet is the best thing. And you know what part of me thinks? I believe that Will Smith put Belal up to do this on his behalf because maybe he didn't have the strength to do it himself. So maybe Belal is still being a good friend to Will Smith in saying F you to Jada Pinkett Smith. You no longer hold any cards over Will Smith. Maybe this is Will Smith's way of saying, I can't deal with this anymore. I need somebody to do it for me. Because he hasn't spoken. It's Jada Smith who said that, Jada Pinkett, who said that that Will Smith will sue this guy. Will Smith has gone very quiet. What do you guys think? Do you think that Belal saved Will Smith and is helping Will Smith? Do you think that by exposing everything and disclosing and removing Jada's blackmail card over Will Smith, do you think that Will Smith will react and leave Jada now that the worst is out? Because the worst that Jada is holding over Will Smith is the fact that he beat her when he found her having sex in his own home with another man. Some cases it's called a crime of passion or whatever. Or was he being a nasty friend who's being spiteful? But he didn't seem to be spiteful against Will, mostly against Jada. It's just something that occurred to me because, he refers to Will that Will is suicidal and all kinds of things. And he doesn't strike me as the kind of man who wants to inflict pain on Will. He wants to get even with that bitch. And he knows what is the trump card that she has over Will. And by exposing it and putting it out there in the public domain, he has basically taken that away from Jada. How do you think Jada is going to react? Do you think Will Smith feels relieved that he's come out of the closet or has been pushed out of the closet or whatever? Do you think that Will Smith put this guy up to do this? What do you think Jada's next move is going to be? Because I don't believe that they're going to sue this guy for reals. Because a lot of stuff is going to come out. And I don't think they're not going to go the distance, especially for Jada. What do you think is going to happen next? So is Belal a good friend or a bad friend? Did Will Smith put him out to this and it was his way of coming out of the closet? Or did Belal ousted him, which is unfair? Did Belal take away the trump card that she had over Will Smith? Or did Belal is just as bad as Jada? Please leave me your comments.